Welcome back to This Day in Scottish History. I'm your host, Colin MacDonald. Today, we delve into a turbulent and often overlooked event that unfolded in Glasgow on January 23rd, 1919. This was the day of the so-called Harbour Riot, a violent confrontation between white and black merchant seamen that laid bare the racial and economic tensions simmering in the city during a time of great social upheaval. Let's set the stage. Glasgow in 1919 was a city brimming with post-war uncertainties. The First World War had just ended, and while peace had returned to Europe, the social and economic struggles at home were far from resolved. Glasgow was experiencing an influx of workers from across the British Empire, including black and South Asian seamen who had been essential to Britain's wartime shipping efforts. These men came from as far afield as Africa, the Caribbean, and the Indian subcontinent, often finding work on merchant ships that docked in the River Clyde. But after the war, as thousands of British servicemen returned home seeking jobs, the competition for employment intensified. Black seamen, who were willing to work for lower wages and were often excluded from trade unions, became easy scapegoats for the frustrations of white workers. Many white sailors and dock workers accused their black counterparts of stealing jobs and driving down wages. These accusations were rooted in both economic anxiety and the racist attitudes prevalent in Britain at the time. On January 23rd, 1919, these tensions reached a boiling point. The riot broke out near the docks in Glasgow Harbour, where white and black seamen clashed violently. Reports suggest that the violence was sparked by rumours that local employers were prioritising black workers for jobs. Angry mobs of white workers attacked black sailors, and the unrest quickly spread, with the violence escalating into pitched battles in the streets. The response from the authorities was swift and heavily biased. Police forces, reflecting the prejudices of the time, were quick to arrest black seamen, often ignoring the actions of white rioters. Many black sailors were forcibly deported or pressured to leave the city, with no effort made to address the systemic issues underlying the unrest. For those who remained, life became even more precarious as racist attitudes hardened and opportunities dwindled further. The Harbour Riot was not an isolated incident. Similar clashes occurred across British port cities during this period, reflecting a broader wave of racial tensions in post-war Britain. These riots reveal the extent to which Britain's imperial legacy, combined with economic hardship, created a volatile environment for immigrant communities. In Glasgow, the events of January 1919 also foreshadowed the broader social unrest that would define the year. Just days after the Harbour Riot, Glasgow would witness the Battle of George Square, a massive strike and confrontation between workers and the police that became a pivotal moment in the city's labour history. Together, these events highlight the deep fractures within Glasgow's social fabric in the aftermath of the First World War. Looking back on the Harbour Riot, we're reminded of the complex interplay of race, class, and economic uncertainty that shaped Glasgow in the early 20th century. It's a chapter of history that deserves to be remembered not only as a cautionary tale of the consequences of division and prejudice, but also as a testament to the resilience of those who endured and resisted such challenges. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Scotland's past. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for another episode of This Day in Scottish History. I'm Colin MacDonald. Haste ye back.